Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we are back with the randomizer, so let's see what the game has to offer us today. Alright, we've got ourselves all the characters. Let's spin to win, see who it is that we are playing today and who is less available in the future as well. I've actually wanted to play this one. Monkey King was also a really good one. But there we go, Death Knight was chosen. Let's get straight into it. So here we are with the Death Knight. We've got the runes set up already. We're running Gambler, Omnipotent, Unconventional Start, Divine Legacy, Synergetic, Arc, Advanced Tactics, and Battle Proficiency. We are going to try this on +1 this time to make it a little bit more difficult because +0 was way too easy. And let's see what the game has in store for us skill-wise. So first we get Doom 1. We've got ourselves Obscure Arrow. It's okay, it's not the greatest, but we'll see what the game gives us. Again, movement speed's not going to help too much about this one. I'm going to start off with Misa Head. We're going to grab the Exposed on hit, and then we're probably going to grab Dazed and Disoriented from the Aranak, and then we'll probably just grab Shattered. So we'll go the usual like beginner-friendly universal upgrades that are going to just buff our character, and that should give us everything that we're looking for. It depends if we get Fragility or Radiance. If we get a skill that gives us Radiance, we'll go obviously Radiance to Finesse. But it all depends on the skills that we get and where the game goes for us from there. So let's just see what happens. Starting off with a bit of Doom. Holy Beam, really nice, actually. So we get a Prowess and Purity. But if we don't get like a stacking skill, it's going to be very difficult for us to defeat the Void King. So let's see what happens. Okay, Prowess to Resilience. We get a beautiful multicast there. We land, there we go. We got our stacking skill. Perfect. Okay, we've got this. This is going to be easy. Let's go and level up. So we actually started off on the perfect character, the perfect boss, starting off with Exposed. That means we can actually double up the Exposed from Misa Head. We can get as much of it as possible because we can run double Misa Head for the Exposed, which is great. Add a bit of slow there, add increased cast frequency, but now that I know that we're running Exposed, we don't have to run. Oh my goodness, we actually get even more brittle stacking here as well. So this is a very interesting one. We've got so many options for choices over here. We can either go for the brittle scaling, we can either go for the Exposed scaling. We've got options here, and we've got slow to brittle as well. So if we wanted, we could do that, and that also is from, no, it's not this character actually. So yeah, we'll see which one does more damage. We do have brittle, so we don't actually need the slow to brittle, but by the time we've done it, we'll see which of the skills has, you know, done more damage and go from there. Movement speed is going to be very important here. Grab the cast frequencies. We're not going to run negative effects. Oh, we actually get a fiery missile, which is really good for, you know, applying different things because it's got a decently low cooldown. It has, you know, when you add multicast to it, it's going to be applying those Exposed and the brittle stacks quite well for us. So that's actually really, really good. Area of effect we don't need on you. We don't need the Doom anymore. We're going to grab Lethality because we actually... Oh, wait. How do we have... Oh, because we gain Form. Okay, never mind. We don't even need that much crit, which is great. We just got the be-all, end-all of... We actually got really good skills. Like, really good skills. That's crazy. Did I stand in this? I did. Where is the fight happening then? I guess it's this guy. Alright, there we go. There is a +4 at the bottom there, so we'll do this 2 and then the 4. I thought it might be a boss fight. It was a bit unfortunate. But once we get the Exposed on hit, I think we'll be at a much better position for the skills. Obviously, because we have the brittle on hits, I'm sure, yep, that's of course doing more damage. This won't do a lot of damage until we grab exposed. Once we grab exposed, it might outshine just because of the way, like, because of the area of effect. I don't know. We'll have to see more. But the resonating crystals is doing more because we've already got brittle. So it makes sense that it's doing more right now. I do like this. It does push back enemies as well. We don't need the burn. We might take one poison for disarray to disoriented. Thrust. We've got 2 thrust skills. We can go thrust to shadow. That's fine. Slow will grab 1 more. So we got the slow to disarray. There we go. Area of effect. That's fine. And the only reason we're getting rid of negative effects is because we're trying to clean up our passive pool. So because I'm not scaling with them, we don't actually want to see them in our passives, because otherwise that's going to kind of ruin our passive pools and getting better skills and things like that. So instead of seeing poison on hit, which we're not going to be using as much, we could see a multicast for magical skills or something, just something on that kind of that lining. It's just so you can understand that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're going to grab block. Block is powerful. We've got that for that. This is a beautiful multicast there. More of that. We could take 1 more poison only because we're going poison to dazed. There's a damage increase for that. Some more HP. We can remove that. Cast frequency, more damage. Remove the poison now. Cast frequency, area of effect. Now, unfortunately, that area of effect is for physical skills, and this is a magical, so it doesn't really affect it. It does affect like everything else is physical, but we still have the chance of getting magical because we have 3 skills of the magical typing as well. Also, the Death Knight's powers in terms of his ascension can be very powerful here because they are taunters. So it is very possible for us to taunt enemies using our ascension, and it's going to come in handy quite a lot a little bit later. So we'll show you that when we're fighting a more, a boss where we actually have time to stand in it and stuff. Right now we've just got time to run away and try and survive. Can't even dodge, so we do need to be careful. Oops. Not defeating anything too quickly, so we're not even getting... Alright, we're actually going to have to lower the visuals just to about 20% for now. Just so I can actually see where everything is, because it was getting a bit messy. So we do summon 1 Ebonite. You can see that the boss then started to attack that specific knight. So pretty good. There's disarray. We're going to grab the disarrays to disoriented. There's the exposed. So we should start seeing far more damage occurring. We're going to go do Aranak. We could do more slow to brittle, but I don't think we need to brittle stack more. After that fight, resonating crystal really doing, but you can see battle shout has started to jump now. But now that we've got the exposed on hit, we're definitely going to see it jumping up even more in damage. So let's see. Also, resonating crystal's really good at, adding exposed and things like that to skills. So, I mean, to enemies because of how it works. Okay, +2 over here. Thrust to projectiles fine. Critical strike chance. Multicasts there. And some movement speed. Just lost focus. Our kitten is back here looking for attention. So if you hear meowing, it is our little kitten. He is about 8 months old. Let's go with Relentless. More critical strike chance. Area of effect is good there. The reason we are stacking critical strike chance still, even though we've got quite a lot of it, is because it is going to obviously increase. Even though we got form, the more crit we have, the better. So it just makes sense to get as much as possible. Okay, go for Disarray on hit there. We don't need the Doom. Do we need a slow? We do actually need a little bit of slow. More damage over there, beautiful. And more movement speed will work. Disarray is okay to grab. Poison was okay to grab as well, because we are going to be running Poison to Dazed and Dazed to Disarray. I mean, Poison to Dazed and Disarray to Disoriented. It used to be Dazed to Disarray, that's why I say it. Okay, we got all 3 Ebonites up and running. We've got another 3 over here. That's why we can't run away right away. We've got to wait for them to spawn, because there are going to be times where it actually spawns right where you are, and then you've run away from the objective and you have to run all the way back. And especially since we can't just like dash around on the screen, we want that. By the way, if you didn't catch it, we are using his Doom weapon. Sorry, not his Doom weapon, his first weapon, which gives us the Disoriented on Dragonflight.
Every kill is a step toward the sacred blood.
Okay, let's go. Critical strike chance. Actually, increasing soul gain is pretty good here, because it's going to allow us to get them faster. I am going to take critical strike chance for poison, just for the day stacking, and then a bit of armor as well. So we'll do Dazed first, because we've got some Disoriented. We don't have Dazed. We've also got Aptitude and Form, so both of them kind of work both ways. If we just stay around the boss, we'll absolutely annihilate them. Perfect. Going as planned. I think we're going to be in a good spot. So which one do we grab first? So we've got more stacks of Disarray happening, but we've got the slow to... Oh, yeah, that's slow to Disarray. Okay, let's start with Disarray to Disoriented, and then we'll do the Poison to Dazed last. So now we go back and we do Mesa hits again. Let's just check what our damage is looking at like. Resonating Crystal still very far ahead, and Battle Shout not actually catching up quite yet, but maybe this next exposed increase will make it so it can catch up to the Resonating Crystal. This is very interesting though, because it's good to know that just with a single ruin, this skill can do massive amounts of damage for you. So it helps to learn some things. Okay. Gonna go cast frequency, damage. I mean, the thing is, we're also increasing the damage for the skill so much more, but it's just not doing... I mean, yeah, the base damage is even so much more different, but we just... It doesn't matter. We just do so much damage with the Resonating Crystal, because it hits so much more, I believe. Also, if you guys ever want to see me use a specific skill in a run or on a specific character, just let me know and we can use it. Also, this could be a triple exposed run instead. If this next exposed helps us... Oh, it doesn't. We can't actually test it. There's no way to see. I have to make like a... Oh, we can check after the boss. No, we can't because it's not going to help us. There's no actual way to see, okay, it has made it so that that skill's better. Eesh, this is a difficult one. Just grab as much resonance as possible. The more slow we have, the more disarray we're going to get as well, but I want the damage over there. Thrust to shadow, it's whatever. Multicasting, cast frequencies, movement speed. I don't think area does anything, but we grab it anyway. And more cast frequency. We'll see before we fight, or before the fight with Misahat, or before we go through the portal, sorry. We'll first defeat the Scorpion, and then we'll move on from there. I think if we add multicast chance to the battle shout, will be better. I don't know. Guess some skills are just better than others, regardless of what you do. I mean, if we didn't have Brittle in the build, the skill would be useless, but... that was just really lucky on our behalf. Okay, everything likes to go over there because of the Ebonites. And we actually don't have enough movement speed still. So if we can grab more of that, that would be great. We're on 100% critical strike chance. I know I said I wanted more movement speed, but that critical damage is very important as well. Even though we have disoriented and all that stuff, the more we can apply, the better. I mean, it's just an increase to damage regardless. I mean, we do need movement speed, but grabbing that is powerful. This is a damage increase for magical, so we will grab that, of course. Grab increase amount of soul. No, actually block chance is better here, especially when it's like that. Thrust to fire is very good. Area of effect of that skill is actually going to be really, really good as well. More disarray, damage increases there. Area of effect again. Cast frequency. Some multicasting. Thrust to shadow. I mean, it's going to give us aptitude, so why not? And then more cast frequency as well.
The Titan's doom is as certain as the blood on my blade.
Let's see. Yeah, no, the difference is day and night. There's no, I mean, we'll do it a third exposed and see if we can get it to do more damage, but it's going to just be an amazing example of, oh, this is a better skill. Just use resonating crystal instead, sort of thing. Okay, we actually have quite a lot of purity. Even though our armor wasn't up yet, we still heal a whack ton, which is great. So let's grab the exposed. We don't have a lot of rerolls, so we mustn't waste them. Critical hits, apply that. No, we'll go increase thrust damage. And we get some free XP over here. I don't actually remember if we've picked up any or a lot of magnetics over here either. We've only got 2. Oh no. That's terrible. But luckily we got quite a decent movement speed, so... not bad. Movement speed was good. Merciless are good. That area of effect is good because it's going to increase the amount of enemies it hit, therefore dealing more damage. I'm tired of that now, so let's go and grab some multicasting. Disarray, more resilience. Grab that. More HP. Multicasting. HP. Slow to disarray is fine. Wait, did we grab disoriented or did we grab disoriented? I mean, we got form. Let's just triple expose and see what happens. What the heck? There's no problem with it. We're on 3.3 billion with the battle shout. Let's see if adding more exposed will increase the amount of damage that it does now. If it's going to actually do more damage now than the resonating crystal. Obviously, the more we put into resonating crystal in terms of damage and that, it's not going to be able to catch up. But there's always a chance that the skill can always just outshine the next one. But I don't know, because the more multicast and things like that, the more brittle we apply as well. Even though it's only a 20% chance, that's still more than... Actually, this is only a 25% chance to apply exposed. So it's actually not that much higher. Oh yeah, the damage feels so good. And remember, this is +1, so because of this we will more than likely increase the difficulty again. No one really mentioned whether or not we should, so I think we'll just make it harder and harder. And also again, like we mentioned yesterday, we are going to try and stay away from the brittle to colossal. So even though it is very strong, staying away from it is going to be a good option for us. Unfortunately, it's just not... it feels like cheating, especially now if we did it like... It feels dirty. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels wrong playing with it. It's easy to push levels and it's fun to do it, don't get me wrong. But when you're trying to do like a specific challenge where you're using, you know, random skills and that, if you're going to grab brittle to colossal, it feels like it's cheating. Because any skill can do really well if it hits the entire screen. I say that, but Arcane Shield cannot do well anywhere. Where is this? Oh, it's over here. Okay, we need one more. Let's go and increase some stats. Slow to disarray again. Thrust to projectile, whatever. We're literally only getting thrust to projectile. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to see thrust to projectile anymore either. So if I do see it, I'm going to go mad. And it's going to be interesting to see the damage. I think if we get more area of effect for the battle shout, maybe it would do even more damage, but... Has it actually... Okay, it has finally picked up its damage. Perfect. So it looks like if you keep scaling more and more into it, it does more damage. You know, typical. Wonder how that works. But we don't need that damage. Thrust to holy. No, let's go area of effect there. I mean, I guess the game wants us to increase the damage for resonating crystal, because it just gave us a second one. Also, exposed is really good on these skills regardless, so even if we don't do a lot of damage with the battle shouts, we're still going to do a lot of damage with the resonating crystal because of the exposed. Also, thank goodness we've got healing. Can you just like be defeated sooner? Thank you. Armor, every time artifact power has a chance for the quantity of stacks applied. That could work as well for disoriented, but that's only if we took the dazed, which we never. So increase the exposed. Perfect. Let's go and defeat the Arcane Weaver, corrupted Arcane Weaver, with a triple exposed. 36 stacks applied per, well, 36% exposed. I think it's like, how many stacks?
And I will feed it.
Taken up to 30. It doesn't actually tell you how many stacks it does. So that doesn't work. But, I mean, it's 36% per a certain amount. The only way to check is like see the first enemy who's hit and see how many stacks are applied to them immediately. But it's very difficult to attempt that. You have to use like a solo skill with no multicast to see how many stacks of exposed you're actually applying. But 36%, 25% chance for 36% increased damage taken for every 6 seconds or for 6 seconds. And that does get increased based on how many stacks are on them. So that's very powerful to have as well. And then brittle also increases the flat amount. So exposed and brittle kind of work the same way, but exposed is a direct hit. Brittle's on everything. Direct damage, sorry. But they kind of work like the armor and the flat armor reduction and then percentage damage reduction. So pretty cool. Actually, we can just read that quickly. So brittle, which isn't showing over here. Maybe we can do it here. No, it doesn't. So exposed is direct damage taken by up to that. Brittle is a flat amount. So see, it says 36%. A brittle won't say a percentage. It will just say X amount of damage. So that's the way that they work, and the difference between brittle and exposed. And then brittle works on every single skill, where exposed is only direct damage. So that's a big difference between the two that you need to understand. That if you're playing things like Reap, exposed does not affect Reap. And the same works with condemned, the summarize debuff. It only works with direct damage. So if you're looking for a way to get condemned to work really, really well, we do have a build on the samurai with it, where you deal no direct damage except for a single skill, and therefore it can actually scale really, really well. There's a one over here in the corner. We might as well go and grab that. But the thing is resonating crystal is direct damage. So even though we're stacking the exposed to get more exposed stacks for our battle shout, because the resonating crystal has direct damage, it's still going to scale more damage on its hits as well. So that's why it's still climbing in the amount of damage it's doing. It just allows us to do more damage over like immense amounts of stack damage with battle shout. But it just turns out we didn't have enough damage on the skill to outshine the resonating crystal. And it's crazy because it's literally just a rune difference. But if we didn't have that rune, we wouldn't have any damage on resonating crystal at all. Although it would be quite interesting to see if its damage would still do quite decently because of the way that you shoot so many crystals and things like that. So there are things that can affect this as well. Grab some life. I mean, we don't need that. Ruin is fine, I guess. I actually didn't see what that third option was. Yeah, our options here are not really the greatest. There's damage increase, thrust to arcane. I mean, the skill chain skills make it very good for our Dragonflight, and that's why our Dragonflight is doing so much damage. Before we get into that, I mean, 6 times less damage. Although, but look at the number of hits though. So it does make you wonder, like, okay, it's not 6 times difference, but you know, if you had to take away all of those hits, it would make a massive difference to how much damage the one skill's done compared to the other. Okay, we are going to have to turn visuals down for the Void King, because as you can see, we can't see Jack Squilly do, and that will be a problem for us. We actually have to turn down for the Arcane Weaver as well. Just dodge that. A nice thing we can do is use our Ebony Knight to actually taunt enemies. So, there it is over there. And now they're going to run to the Arcane Weaver. And the Arcane Weaver is going to focus them, and we don't have to worry about moving around as much because the focus isn't on us anymore. Unless there's massive AoEs everywhere on the screen. But besides for that, Having summons in your skills makes things 1,000 times easier. Over there, I just took all the skill chains. We're going to grab the damage, cost, frequency, and movement speed. And let's see. Alright, already the damage is crazy on the Void King. We just need to be careful of that one attack of his, that one over there. Because we don't have a lot of block, but we do have healing and armor. But that's a very big one-shot mechanic, so as long as we can stay away from it, we should be okay. I'm gonna keep our Ebon Knights for when we have to fight. Actually, I could use them now. Now would be a good time to use them, Broken. Because now he will focus them for us. And then we can just sit here behind him and deal massive amounts of damage. And then the Ebon Knights, what's really nice is instead of skipping here, we can just quickly pick up all of this. And then we can skip, and it allows us to summon the third one. And hopefully it's enough to get him to focus them. But we actually do massive amounts of damage as long as we're close to him, stay out of the way of the warp, get back to him, and it's actually over. So there you go, +1 done on the Death Knight, which dealt the most amount of damage. Let's take a look and see. I mean, that took us a really long time though, but it is what it is. And it was Resonating Crystal, doing 4 times, pretty much 4 times more damage than Battle Shout. So if you get both skills, guys, yeah, and look at the difference, like level 40, massive amounts of damage increase, over 150% more damage, more area of effect. This does have more multicast though, unfortunately, but yeah. So its base damage and its damage per stack was much higher. And we stacked as much exposed as possible compared to like the 20% brittle chance. But this still did 4 times more damage just because it hit, 3 times more than the other skills. So that, I mean, take that as you will. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.